Hi, I'm Michele Saumberfield, and my soul was Marilyn Monroe's during its last past life. I typically talk about reincarnation or poetry or something like that, but I thought today I would just talk about something else. Of course, I do have a book called Marilyn, Not Just Another Girl, The Myth About Sleeping in the Nude. And it is a story about my current lifetime and then my beliefs in reincarnation. I believe I remember 15 past lives, and one of which was that of Marilyn Monroe during 1926 to 1962. But I thought I would talk about something more important. I thought I would talk about kindness. Today I woke up and somebody had commented on one of my YouTube videos, and they said they really loved my videos. Okay. And I thought that was really nice because I'm kind of used to like 50-50. It seems like half the people who write to me want to say something snippy, and then the other half are really nice, whether they believe my reincarnation beliefs or not. But I wanted to talk about something that's important in every lifetime, whether it's your current lifetime, your past lifetime, a future lifetime. I think kindness is something that just transcends all barriers, boundaries, periods of time, whatever you want to say. I remember, I think it was 5 lifetimes ago. Yeah, 5 lifetimes ago. I had a particularly difficult life, and I was forced to marry someone I didn't want to. I lost my child when she was only 4 years old. I had to drop out of high school before I wanted to. My parents disowned me. It was a really difficult life. And I made it more difficult because I also held on to a lot of resentments instead of just working through things in a better way. But I was very young during that lifetime. As a matter of fact, I died at age 19. So I kind of now, as a 56-year-old woman, can't really be upset with the person I was before when I was under 20 years old and maybe didn't know how to manage my emotions very well. But I do remember that lifetime, and one of the things that was special about that lifetime was I remember a lot of older women in the community really helped me. They helped teach me to make pie, to make stew, to cook for my husband. They talked to me. They let me come to their home. Some of them had fancier homes than I did. They were very kind to me, and I remember that. I also remember 2 lifetimes ago, I had a friend who my father was trying to kind of match make me with, and I knew that it wasn't going to go in that direction. But I fondly remember walking around the man's big estate. Like he had a garden with stone walls and beautiful flowers, and we would just walk around and talk and laugh about how other people wanted us to get together because we knew we weren't going to. But I remember him as being very kind and a friend. So, that being said, I was thinking today about a couple things people have done for me over the years. Now, certainly in my 56 years of life, there's been more than just a couple things, but, sometimes things really stand out because they're so unexpected. An example would be, I remember going to college. It was, I think, my second year of college. Yeah, my second year of college. It was very, very snowy, like snow drifts all over, snow for long periods of time, really bad winter. And I remember I had to walk a long distance across multiple parking lots and down multiple sidewalks to get to whatever building I had my classes in. And one day I got up in the dorms and had to walk across this big parking lot that had huge snowdrifts, and I slipped and fell. And I remember this big guy came up to me. I didn't know who he was. He just reached out his hand and said, "Here, let me help you." And he pulled me right up. Okay, that was simple. It took a few seconds of his time, but I still remember it to this day. And that was, I think, in 1984. I mean, that was so nice. That was so unexpected. I remember when I was 16, I was working at the community theater, and I had this job. I had to iron a whole bunch of clothes for the star of a play. And it was a sweltering hot summer. We were working in a theater that was actually a barn converted into a theater, and they didn't do too much to make it really nice. It was pretty rustic. So it was sweltering hot. I didn't have any air conditioning. I didn't have a fan, and it was summertime, and I had to iron. And of course the iron's hot, and I had to iron all these clothes every single night for the lead in the play. I remember the star of the play giving me this beautiful, delicate vase of flowers and thanking me and just telling me that she really appreciated all the work I did for her every night. And I thought that was so incredibly sweet. But probably the thing that really shocks me so much, even to this day, is there was this really nice guy who was in the theater department. He was in construction crew. And I remember he talked to me a handful of times. He was very cute, too. And one day he said, "Oh, well, I'm going to eat lunch in my car. Come along and talk to me and sit in my car with me." And I said, No, I don't have anything to eat, and I really need to go somewhere anyway and get something to eat. And he goes, No, I'll share my lunch with you. And I'm looking at him and thinking, here's this big strapping guy who does a lot of work. He needs his full sandwich and everything himself. He can't give me any of it, like he needs to eat. And he said, No, come on, I'll share with you. And so we went and sat in the front of his car, and he gave me half a sandwich. And it seems to me there was something else. I can't remember what it was, but I just remember he gave me half of everything he had and talked to me. And I remember thinking that was just such a nice gesture. It was just so sweet. And he wasn't like some guy who was trying to have sex with me. He wasn't some guy who was trying to, I don't know, wheel and deal or manipulate me or anything. I was kind of used to that kind of thing at the time. And he wasn't like that. He was just this really, really nice guy. So those are things I remember. And so what I wanted to say is that I think that kindness is something that is always remembered. I think that kindness can be something very simple that might take very little time, very little effort, sometimes very little money or no money, and yet may really mean a lot to the recipient. Now, I know that my boyfriend's daughter, she's in college, and she said to me, what can I get you for Christmas? This was this past Christmas. And I know college students don't typically have a lot of money, and I know that she probably wanted to get me something I would really like and just didn't know what. And I said, donate money to a food bank. She said, well, I have to get you something. Oh, no, donate money to a food bank. So she actually made out this little certificate, and it said, what food bank she donated some money to. I thought that was sweet. I have a friend online who a lot of times for her birthday will ask people to donate money to an animal rescue. I think that's just really great. I know that my boyfriend, he hates shopping for anything other than music equipment and techno equipment. And he used to say to me, well, what can I get you for your birthday? And I'd say a couple bags of bird food. And he'd say, that's not a birthday present. And I'd say, well, you'll make 50 birds happy, and that would make me happy, I think there's just a lot of times people can do things to show other people that they are appreciated or that you care about their well-being. And I just wanted to just pass that along. It can be something as simple as making a pot of coffee for someone, maybe getting up 10 minutes earlier than they do and making a pot of coffee so coffee's on when they go out to the kitchen. It can be something as simple as getting into your refrigerator and getting out a bottle of water and putting it by somebody's pills if they need to take pills in the morning and tend to forget to do that. It can be something as simple as if you get the mail and you see there's something that looks important for someone in your household and they're not around for a day or two or whatever, they're on vacation, they're doing something else, you might just, text them and let them know that that piece of mail that they've been waiting for actually arrived. I think that in this day and age, people tend to look for designer labels. People tend to look for all kinds of fancy things. We all like fancy things. I love fancy things too. But I'm just saying that sometimes the simple things can really mean a lot. It really means a lot to me when my boyfriend orders me, Thai food or Chinese food, and I'm coming back from the office after a long day of work. It's like saying, okay, you don't have to cook and you don't have to do a whole bunch of dishes. I'm going to give you something. Okay, I'm going to get you something. I'm not talking about $100 meal. I'm not talking about even, a $25 meal. So anyway, I just wanted to say that because somebody really made me very happy today and took the time to tell me they really like my videos. And I thought, doing something nice for somebody really is what it's all about. And I think it goes both ways. Like sometimes people will do something nice for me. Sometimes I'll do something nice for someone else. I remember years ago, I went to this wine and cheese shop and I was with somebody else at the time, my ex-husband. But we went to this wine and cheese shop and the owner of the shop loved talking to us and would say, come join me in the back room off of my shop. And he would give us all kinds of samples. And I remember one day saying, oh, you do so much for us. You're always giving us all these samples. And, we really just come to talk to you. And he said, I like doing it. I'm glad you come here. And I don't like a relationship that is tit for tat. Just because I give you something doesn't mean you have to give me something every single time or even at all. If I give you something, I'm giving you something because I want to. So I think that's also important in life. Sometimes, you do something for someone and they may never be able to reciprocate, but they may at some point be able to, pass it forward, as they say, may be able to do some kindness for somebody else. I remember one time I was talking to a very young, very nice postal worker who would come and deliver mail to our office. And she kept saying she wanted to buy my book. And then one day I thought, I don't know if she even has the money to buy my book because I can't remember what she said. There was something she said. And I was like, just a minute, let me go. And I'm like, if I have a copy of my book at my desk, I will give it to you. So I gave her a copy of my book. And as I'm handing it to her, I noticed there was just a little couple drips of coffee, like here on the book. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't give that to you. It's a mess. Let me go get a better copy. I can give you a better copy tomorrow. I'll bring a copy from home. Because clearly I must have spilled a little bit of coffee in my book bag and it splashed on the book. She goes, no, I want this one because you gave me this one. And this means so much to me that you gave me this one. And I said, but it's got some coffee on it. Let me get you a better copy. No, I want this one. This is the one I want, she said. I want this one because you gave it to me and people don't give me things. And this means so much to me that you were willing to give me this. So I just want to say that sometimes it's the simplest things. It can be something you do for someone you know really well. someone you kind of know, or someone you've never met before. But kindness. I just want to say that. I think kindness is important. And like I say, I remember past lives. I actually remember a lot of traumas from my past lives, but I also remember some of the good things that people did for me. And I think that it's very important to live life wanting to give and receive, and realizing that you're worth it and other people are worth it. I remember, let's see, 4 lifetimes ago. Okay, 4 lifetimes ago, I remember there was an old man who used to bring colorful hard stick candy and give it to me and a little boy who I knew. He did it every once in a while. It was a surprise. He would always warn us not to eat too much candy because it would ruin our teeth. And at the time, we really didn't get candy very often. This was during the 1800s. But again, I actually still remember this several lifetimes later, because kindness is something that is never wasted. So, this is my book called MARILYN, Not Just Another Girl, The Myth About Sleeping in the Nude. It is a story about my current lifetime, but it's also got reincarnation stories mixed in. And I just want to say that I think that being sexy is a very cool thing, but I think that being kind is even better.